daycare facility or daycare center for children. And as we know, this building here had an active daycare when the Christians owned it, when the church ran their program. It was very active in the community. And that is one of the things that I personally feel that we should follow up. Inshallah, I would like, is there any other person who would like to say something? Okay, so I'd like to call upon Sheikh Islam to talk to us a little about what we should be doing as Muslims and to encourage us about why it's important that we visit the masjid regularly, that we come together with the community, the brotherhood, the sisterhood, and to drop some light upon the things that we should be doing to evolve, to get better, to grow a strong Islamic community. So I'd like the Sheikh to not limit himself in one direction, but to speak about any aspect of these topics. Anything that would lift us up. Sheikh Islam.
Thank you so much. Thank you all for your time that you spend here listening to these inspiration words from our brothers and sisters. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, wa sallallahu wa sallam wa baraka ala nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Inshallah, I will talk briefly because we have been waiting for about 1 hour or more than an hour. So I'll talk briefly, inshallah, about the main things. First of all, I will pick a word for that from the speech of our brother yesterday, when he told about the responsibility. The responsibility for da'wah is not only for Imam, who leads the prayer or who is giving khutbah, khatib. It is for every Muslim. Every Muslim is responsible for the da'wah. And every Muslim will be asked about da'wah, about inviting people to Islam as much as we can. This is the first thing. So we are all responsible for giving people da'wah as much as we can. I mean, if you cannot give khutbah, so you will not be asked about it. But you will be asked about the means, the way that you can. Why didn't you? Okay? So if you have opportunity to talk with people from your relatives or neighborhood or other people at your work or wherever, you should start it immediately. And you should do it as much as you can, daily. When you have any situation that you can give people da'wah, you should. Okay? So that is the first thing. You should understand that we are all responsible for da'wah. We'll be asked about it. We'll be asked. Why didn't you call people to Islam? Why didn't you spread the message? Why didn't you advise others? We'll be asked if you have an opportunity to advise and you didn't. Why didn't you do it? Okay, so this is the first thing. Second point, giving da'wah is not only for non-Muslims. Giving da'wah is very important to Muslims and non-Muslims.
giving da'wah is, to Muslim is more important than giving da'wah to non-Muslims. We are more responsible for our brothers and sisters in Islam, to advise them, to remind them, to teach them Islam. So we need to invite Muslims and non-Muslims. If you met anyone in the street that you can give him a da'wah advice to come to the masjid, Muslim or non-Muslim, you should do it. If you have any way, you should start immediately. The Imam himself cannot do anything himself alone. Cannot do anything. Brother Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he started da'wah alone, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told him a lot of commands, a lot of commandments in the Quran to tell him the best way to give da'wah, because he is the universal and the last messenger, and he is telling us the best way of doing everything. So he was the best teacher, he was the best da'iyah, he was the best father, he was the best husband, etc. He was the best human being, that we should follow his steps in everything. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told him everything, how to give da'wah. In many verses in the Quran, in many occasions and situations. One of them, the surah that I recited, it's by the way Surah Al-Kahf, not Surah Al-Baqarah. Okay? So, it's the beginning of Surah Al-Kahf is telling us about the group of people, believers who were living inside non-Muslim community. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us their story to learn a lot of lessons from this story. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam after this story a great verse: وَاصْبِرْ نَفْسَكَ مَعَ الَّذِينَ يَدْعُونَ رَبَّهُمْ بِالْغَدَاةِ وَالْعَشِيِّ يُرِيدُونَ وَجْهَهُ وَلَا تَعْدُ عَيْنَاكَ عَنْهُمْ تُرِيدُ زِينَةَ الْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا وَلَا تُطِعْ مَنْ أَغْفَلْنَا قَلْبَهُ عَنْ ذِكْرِنَا وَاتَّبَعَ هَوَاهُ وَكَانَ أَمْرُهُ فُرُطًا. It's a great verse. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam clearly to be with his companions as much as he can, to spend with them as much as he can from his time, from his life, with them, with Muslims. And he needs patience. Wasbir. If you want to spend time with Muslims, especially if you are living, because this surah was revealed to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam in Mecca, not in Medina. And Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was living with a Muslim community, a little Muslim community in a big non-Muslim community. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told him to be patient in living and spending time with Muslims. So we need to spend time with our Muslim community, helping each other, supporting each other, giving da'wah each other, improving our knowledge each other, correcting our mistakes each other, growing in our belief, in our faith, each other, fixing our problems in each other. We need to do it as much as we can. وَلَا تَعْدُ عَيْنَاكَ عَنْهُمْ, and don't turn your eye away from them. تُرِيدُ زِينَةَ الْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا, looking for any bounties or enjoyments from the dunya, from this life. So it means that we need all to work together. We need all to be together. We need all to come to this masjid as much as we can, and to invite all Muslim members from our families, from our neighbors, to come to this masjid and to remind them daily as much as we can, to remind them, to give them advice to come to the masjid and to give da'wah daily and to be patient in the way of da'wah. Okay? And inshallah, if we did this, And if we did it correctly, because this one ayah, one verse, there are a lot of verses in the Quran, there are a lot of hadith that Prophet Muhammad ﷺ told us, it's like instructions to give da'wah and to make da'wah correctly. And we need to consider all these instructions and commandments. Okay? So this is the second point. Brother Dawood, I think you want to say something. I can't hear you, I'm sorry. I can't hear you.
Can you use the mic?
Can you use the mic,
1 second.
please? Please.
I just have a question in reference to that situation of coming together. And I've been Muslim for like 35 years. And I've basically been based in Norristown. We see everyone coming together on Friday for Salatul Jumu'ah.
Yeah.
However, directly after Salatul Jumu'ah, you find people separating, breaking off into their own cultures. This group from this country with them, this group from this country with their own, this group from that country with their own. How are we going to break that barrier to get people to come together, with the exception on Friday, and then do it for Jumu'ah, but when it's over, everybody goes back to their own culture, their own ethnic group, or whatever that cause that might be, and we never come together. Because that's the only time we basically do come together based on the Book of Law and the Prophet Salatul Jumu'ah. Outside of that, I don't see anybody from any other country except black folks from the hood. I don't see nobody. I don't see no Pakistanis, no Indians, no Egyptians, I don't see anybody else. So how can we really get together if we never get the chance to communicate with one another?
Okay. So, I can take a word from my brother's hadith that when you talk about the language, that we need to have a language that we can all understand. We can, I mean, if you are all speaking English, we need to speak in English, but we need something more than the language. Okay? So, I understand this problem. And people that because they are from, we are all from different regions and from different countries. So maybe because I can't understand English well like the American, so maybe it is more comfortable for me to talk in Arabic. So I spend more time with people to speak in Arabic because it's more comfortable for me. Okay? But I need to improve my English to be more comfortable when I speak with people in English. But anyway, this point, in fact, this problem, we need to have another meeting to talk about it and to discuss about it. We can make this meeting monthly. We can make this meeting monthly, and every month we talk about the problem and how we work together to fix it. Okay, maybe this will be, because there are many other problems that we are facing. We are here in this country, and in other countries with the majority of non-Muslim community, we are here strangers. You understand this? Strangers. And this is what Prophet Muhammad told about Muslims, that Islam started as a stranger religion. Muslims started as a stranger community. Prophet Muhammad was alone. All his family, relatives were around him, but no one from them was Muslim. He was alone, a Muslim person, his family. And then when he started to give da'wah to people, people started accepting. Some of them started accepting Islam, some of them started denying Islam. Anyway, so there were very little amount of people, of Muslim people in Mecca, and around them a lot of disbelievers. So it's the same situation. We are all strangers. Okay, we are Muslim community, but the majority of the people around us are not Muslims. So we should try our best to help each other, to support each other, to spend as much as we can from our time in the masjid the first step of Prophet Muhammad immigrated to Medina, that he started building the masjid. He didn't know where he will spend his night. He didn't know. But before thinking about this, he thought about the place of the masjid. Okay? So the first thing when he reached to Medina, that he chose the place of the masjid. And he told people, this will be the place of the masjid. Meaning the first step for Dawah. The place that we will come together, it's in the house of Allah, not the house of anyone else. So we understand this. We understand that it's obligatory for us, at least for men, to come to the masjid as much as we can. And alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, we are having here daily lessons, especially after Isha, sometimes after Fajr, after Isha, sometimes also after Maghrib, to have lectures to improve our communication and our understanding of Islam, and to help each other in Dawah and in other things. Yes.
Is the object of life. The Quran clearly speaks what the object of life is. And I think that sometimes as believers, Muslims, we forget it. But the Quran tells us this, that the object of life is to save yourself far from the fire and be admitted to the garden. Because this world right here, this dunya, is full of deception and challenge. And just little simple things like that there from the Quran. If we just be conscious of that. The law says the remembrance of me is the greatest thing in life. You know, little things that sometimes we get away from that and we get into just a long dissertation of just speaking and saying things, which is no problem with that. But let's sometimes just like make it plain and simple. You know what I mean? Yeah. And people understand. And especially about the brotherhood. You know? There's no brotherhood. And we have to start promoting that.
I'll try to make it quick. It's a lot of topics, but again, a lot of these issues, we have to look to the Sunnah, because this is not the first time in history that you had like a diverse Muslim community. That existed during the time of the Prophet. So what seems to not happen a lot of times, even with scholars and student knowledge, you have to be able to pull out of the Sunnah the relevant things that's affecting the people. You know, the challenges that's affecting the people. You know, sometimes one of the complaints that I've heard about, and this was before you came here, Imam. You know, this is before you came here, Imam, is that people feel that the Qur'an doesn't speak to their realities. But one of the realities that was brought out by Brother Dawah is that the diversity thing. There was plenty of diversity when the Prophet lived. So why not delve into that so we can figure out how to come together? It's there in the Sunnah. Let's just pull it out, examine it, and we can figure this out.
Talk about the first step that Prophet Muhammad established when he reached to Medina, that he chose the place of the masjid and he built the masjid to unite the community. The second step was the brotherhood. He made this brotherhood between the immigrated people from Mecca to Medina and their brothers in Medina, okay, to help each other, to support each other. So he chose for every one for the immigrated people, one from the people of Medina, the Muhajirin and Ansar, and made this great brotherhood. Okay? So it was a great thing that they were helping each other to improve their knowledge about Islam. Umar radiallahu anhu, one of the greatest scholars of Islam, one of the greatest companions of Prophet Muhammad said his brother from Al-Ansar was helping him to improve his knowledge about Islam. Umar radiallahu anhu had a place to go outside of the Medina, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, to work. So during this time, his brother from Ansar was attending the lessons and the khutbah and the lecture of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam to learn from him. And then when Umar returned back, he used to tell him and teach him and help him to improve. Also in other things, I mean, in many things, many situations, many hadith, that it was very helpful. We can do the same thing here. We can do the same thing. We can discuss about a lot of things which can improve the connection, the communication, the brotherhood between us and as Muslim community here in this masjid and in this town. But we need all to work together to achieve this great goal. And also we need to discuss about other problems, because there are a lot of problems when we discuss about it, about Muslim families, the relationship between the members of the families, about our children and how they are growing up, what they are learning in the schools, and how can we protect them and protect ourselves from the effect of the media and other things, the bad effect of the media and other things. So a lot of topics that we need to discuss about it, and we need time. But at least we should start by the first step, by coming to the masjid and by increase the number of Muslims who come to the masjid. Because if we find from our brothers and sisters coming to the masjid, we'll find more from Muslim community who are improving knowledge, who are cooperating and working together. And this is the first step that we should all work to achieve. I mean, everyone can start by calling one from his friends to come to the masjid daily, one from his relatives, one from his neighbors, one from people that he know, from Muslim community around him, to come to the masjid. If we did this, I mean, we can work together. I mean, we can start by one person for a week, per week. We can start by talking to him, reminding him, inviting him to come to the masjid. So if we reach to achieve this point, that we increase the number of Muslims who are attending, because alhamdulillah we have a big community here, but most of them, they don't come to the masjid except in Friday prayer. Okay,
I don't even know the rights. The Muslim brother, blood, property, and life is sacred. This is why so many African American youths are killing each other, but they got Muslim names and nigger brains, because they don't understand that being a Muslim, your brother's life, man, is sacred, man. Your blood is sacred, his property is sacred. And you have to just tell him the truth, man, because the truth don't need no defense. Allah Akbar. He's a greater, he's the creator again and again. He'll replace us. He's the most kind, he's out. You don't hear that.
Inshallah, work together to inshallah fix this problem, and inshallah maybe we'll try to make this meeting monthly to discuss more about these problems and to try to help and to work together to fix it. And so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala يهدينا سواء السبيل ويجعل guide us to the best, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala increase our iman, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept our deeds. اللهم صل على خشيتك ما تحول به بيننا وبين معصيتك، ومن طاعتك ما تبلغنا به جنتك، ومن اليقين ما تهون به علينا مصائب الدنيا، ومتعنا بأسماعنا وأبصارنا وقوتنا ما أحييتنا واجعل الوارث منا، واجعل ثأرنا على من ظلمنا، وانصرنا على من عادانا، ولا تجعل مصيبتنا في ديننا، ولا تجعل الدنيا أكبر همنا ولا مبلغ علمنا، ولا تسلط علينا ذنوبنا من لا يرحمنا. جزاكم الله خيرا. Thank you so much. May Allah reward you the best reward for coming for attending this meeting, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide us to the best and accept our deeds. And جزاكم الله خيرا. وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على محمد والحمد لله رب العالمين. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك.
Assalamu alaikum. Just before you go, There is food, so we should all be partaking in that. But most notably, Brother Naim spoke about a topic that is very dear to the community, and especially the African American community. So I have a challenge. This first meeting, I have a challenge, and this is the challenge. I would like any brother or sister or brothers and sisters to come up to identify any economic project, anything that can be done in this community, and I'm particularly speaking towards African Americans, African American Muslims. And the reason why I'm making this emphasis is because this has been a problem for a very long time. We've talked a whole lot about it. So I'm saying amongst the Ummah here, make a suggestion about a project that we can execute, anything that we can do, and inshallah, that's the first stage. The next stage, we can identify how it can be done, and we can go from there. But shukran jazakallah khair for attending this meeting. May Allah reward all of us. May Allah forgive us. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك واشهد ان لا اله الا انت ونستغفرك ونتوب اليك. السلام عليكم ورحمه الله وبركاته. Please enjoy the meal.